Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. Today I'm very happy to share you something that has been super helpful for me. This is a Google Sheet that I created to manage my monthly finances. If you want to know a bit about me, I'm an IT student, and like many students, I live on a tight budget. That's exactly why I needed a simple and effective way to track my spending, and in that way I always know how much money I have left, especially as I wait for the next income to come in. So I built this spreadsheet for myself. It's clean, easy to use, and shows me in real time how much I can still spend each day. And that's the best part, is that I've been actually able to save money every single month thanks to this. If you want to try it out and support what I'm doing, you can grab the template through the link in the description. It's available on my website, digitalsheetstudio.com. The first step to use this Google Sheet that is really important if you reach this link is to make a copy. Then a new tab will load. Now you will have the permission to edit the spreadsheet. Here, as you can see, is already filled. Of course, you can fill these rows regarding your way of life. This is just an example. You can see that the spreadsheet is divided in two different tabs, the monthly budget tab and the transaction tab. As well, you can see that there are graphs and diagrams. While we'll edit the transaction tab, the monthly budget will be updated and everything will be adjusted depending on how much you spend. If you want to edit the sheet for your need, you can delete everything except the H10 and H29 cells. These cells contain formulas that are very precious to make the sheet work. We can see that we have currently spent $135 for food. If we go to the transaction sheet and add $10 for the category food, now it has become $145. The calculation will be done by itself. But it's very important that you don't erase those cells, otherwise the calculation won't be updated. If you mistakenly erased it, you can still do Ctrl-Z to undo your mistake. If you want to delete everything that is on this column, just go on the Transaction tab, select the first cell, hold Shift key and click on the last cell. Every cell will be selected and just press the Delete key on your keyboard. You can see that now the H10 and H29 column has been updated and the graph as well. Now there is nothing. And in the variable expenses section, you can see that there are different categories. For example, food, health, education. If you want to add another category, you can just write another one in the variable expenses section. And it will be added to the transaction tab. For example, with the alcohol category, you just add alcohol, how much you think you will spend on alcohol this month, and then you will have a new category here and in the transaction tab. You can see that this Google Sheet has 5 tables. Each table is divided into 3 categories, which are the name of the expenses, the expected amount that you will spend, and the real amount that has been spent to the day. In this table, every row called expected will have to be set at the beginning of the month in function of what are your predictions. There are 4 tables that you have to edit once manually. There are the fixed expense tables, the salary one, the investment one, and the date table. Manually, you have to write what you expect and what you really spend or earn. Then, depending on what is the amount put, the graph and diagram will adjust. For your financial stability, in the first graph, make sure your salary column is higher than the total expenses one. In that way, you receive more money than what you spend. In the second graph section, you can compare the differences between the real salary and the expected prediction. You can also see how much you have to spend before the end of the month. I particularly like this section because it tells me in real time what the exact sum that I can spend before the end of the month. In the third graph, the breakdown of expenses, each category for each expenses table has been drawn. In that way, you can see how your money fluctuates beyond these categories. In the fourth graph, expected versus actual, you can easily check what is the section where you spend the most. If we add another line in one of the expenses section, then all the graph will adjust. Everything was done to be automated and directly calculated. Thanks for watching, and if you find it helpful, feel free to leave a comment or let me know how you use it too.